We've had Get Out, Logan, Kong Skull Island, and now the biggest release of March, Beauty and the Beast, and it could be one of the biggest releases of the year financially. It's time for Entertainment Now with me, TM Powell, sponsored by Emerald City Comics, and for a movie this big, I had to bring in some help. Here's Felix, now representing Bay News 9 as the film buff. You fancy, you fancy.
Thank you, thank you.
No,
both.
congratulations, we're very happy for you. And of course, Veronica down here, who's a huge Beauty and the Beast fan. We had to bring her along for this.
I actually still own my original VHS copy of Beauty and the Beast.
I had to borrow one. I had to borrow a Blu-ray from a friend so I could refresh my memory before going in.
So we're all refreshed with it, okay? That's a good thing, because I did the same thing as well. You know, that original is only about 84 minutes. It's not very long. This new film is 2 hours and 6 minutes, so they definitely have some expansion to it. But I thought it kind of stuck to the same beats. Felix, what did you think of this remake?
I have to be honest with you, I was prepared to be let down, okay? Just because having refreshed my memory and smiled again and enjoyed the music, had it stuck in my head for a couple of hours afterwards again, how can it possibly live up to the magic? But they picked the great director in Bill Condon, and it just works. They brought Alan Menken back to compose the new songs. I had tears in my eyes. I really enjoyed it, and I would argue that you had to stick to the script. You had to stick to the Disney product, or else people would have walked out. That's what they're there to see. They wanted to see the things they remembered brought to life as only Disney can do it.
Yeah, I struggled with that a little bit because I do hold that original near and dear. I mean, it's one of the first animated films ever to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. It won at the Golden Globes. It won a couple Oscars. It's a big film. Veronica, I know you feel the same way. Were you able to separate yourself from the hype and your love of that old film?
At the beginning, I wasn't able to, because when the movie first started, I was like, all right, here we go. I want to see how it's going to be. It's going to compare to but once I got settled in, I felt a little bit better. I loved it. With a few like you mentioned, it was a little over 2 hours. Thought it was a little too long, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I did think it was long too, and I can imagine little ones, kids. I mean, I have kids of my own. They're going to start squirming, I think, at about 90 minutes of this movie. It just happens. You got to think 20 minutes of previews as well. But I did like it. I don't want to come away thinking I did not like this. There just wasn't any surprises for me. I mean, Maleficent turned it completely on its head, that original story. Some people didn't like it. I personally did like it. The Jungle Book changes some things up, and I'm not going to lie to you there either. Having the Jungle Book still in my mind, how great and special I thought it was, I guess I was expecting an experience like that, and I felt like I was seeing the same movie again. Done very well, but I did feel like, Felix, it was the same movie again.
That benefits this film. Now, 1991 seems like a long time ago.
It is a long time ago, unfortunately.
People still own their VHS tapes.
The puppy VHS
so fresh
tape.
in their memories. I walked into this movie and I told my girlfriend, I was like, if they don't have certain shots, if they don't do things exactly the same way as they're in the animated film, people are going to be mad. And I was very gratified to see that not only were certain shots exactly the way they were expanded upon. I appreciated the additions. I love the addition of depth to certain characters, motivations to certain characters, and that's what accounts for the additional running time, plus the new songs. And there's one particular song towards the end, I don't want to give it away who sings it, but I really love this one, and I'm looking forward. I'm going to pick up the soundtrack just for that song.
You mean one of the last songs?
Yes.
Because if we're thinking of the same one, I actually didn't like it.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh.
Yep.
What did you think of Emma Watson, Veronica? Did you think she was great as Belle? Because I thought she definitely looked the part.
I really liked her as Belle. You know, she definitely has the innocence and the beauty. I thought she was a great pick.
See, she's allowed to call her beautiful. We can't because we're big Harry Potter fans. We're total creeps if we call her beautiful because of Hermione Granger.
I thought she was good. The singing lessons, they all worked, you know, and also I like Dan Stevens in the role of the Beast, but I'm a fan of his going back to Downton Abbey, and now he's on Legion, right? But my favorite was Luke Evans. Luke Evans as Gaston. Man, that guy can sing. Who knew?
And he got it. I think he got the cheesiness, because he was cheesy, but I'm like, that's how he's supposed to be. If you watch, he's supposed to be like the, you know, dumb-witted, cheesy, you know, jawed villain, and that's what he's supposed to be like.
But he's not dumb. That's what I liked. He added onto the role, whereas the animated version of Gaston is this just lunk, right? He's oily. He's conniving. and it just adds this extra dimension to Gaston that makes him all the more despicable.
And I like the voice casting, too, for all the characters within the cast. We're not spoiling anything. If you've seen the original, you know that the furniture's alive in there. Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, thought he was great. Ewan McGregor, really good in that aspect. I don't want people to think I didn't like this. I thought it was good. Like I said, I think I was just looking for something special, and it kind of gave me the same thing again, even though it's in a beautiful, beautiful package. Now, I want to ask you both the question. We've had La La Land. Now we've had Beauty and the Beast. God help me, are we having a revival of the musical right here?
I hope not. I think the only reason why, look, La La Land is something that is so incredibly unique, and Beauty and the Beast.
It's a musical.
It is a musical.
It's going to make a lot of money this weekend.
But you also knew it as a nostalgic musical from your childhood. So it's not like this is something new that you had to digest. Yes, there were a couple of new songs, and that was neat, but yeah, no, I hope not. I'm not a fan.
No, I don't think that if we're going to see more Hollywood musicals, you can't lump these Disney films brought to live action in there, because you know what's coming walking in. There were people who walked into La La Land last year not knowing that people were suddenly spontaneously going to burst into song. All right, it was the same thing a couple of years ago with Rock of Ages. I remember sitting in that screening and people really being put off by the fact that they're singing.
I was one of them right here. I was one of them.
You know, and they didn't know it was a stage show walking in. So if we do see a revival of musicals on the big screen, this shouldn't be counted as part of it, because you know what you're getting, or at least you should.
There's a lot of singing in it, Felix. It starts with there's singing in the beginning.
And it was shot like a musical.
It is shot like a musical.
But these animated films have been musicals, and so
I think
if you
we're
were
just accustomed to it, right? Is that what it is?
If you were to redo Aladdin or The Lion King, which those adaptations are coming, you're going to try to do those without music, what would people do?
Yeah, you got to have the music. It's such an integral part, and that's what I'll say about this new Beauty and the Beast. The same old songs are there. You're going to be humming the songs, and you get out of the theater the whole way home. I was like, I couldn't help it. I mean, Be Our Guest just gets stuck in your head.
Absolutely.
So, well, I thank you guys for coming on and doing this with me. Make sure to check out Felix on BayNews9.com at the Film Buff site. We love it. All brand new. Check him out. We're so happy for you, Felix. And make sure to stick around for some more 44 in the Town coming up soon.
Entertainment Now with